Top 10 Facts that Prove Ants Are Evil. Carpenter ants collapse houses. Probably the most common ant pest is the carpenter ant. Properly named for their love of wood, these ants typically live in any kind of wooden structure. Since most houses are made of wood, carpenter ants can become a big problem for homeowners. These pests burrow into wood, much like termites, and can easily damage an entire home. The only way to get rid of these ants is to track down the nest, but that's definitely easier said than done. One way is to feed some stray ants and follow them home, which can get boring really fast. Another way is to search for wood that might be damp, like window or door frames or spaces behind appliances, and tap it to listen for a crackling or hollow sound. Even if the nest can be located, a person would have to further damage the walls by drilling holes to pump insecticide into the nest. Carpenter ants are hard to find and hard to kill, making them most definitely evil. Leafcutter ants farm their prey. Pesticides are taken off the market due to expensive relabeling procedures, making the leafcutter ant very difficult to control in the United States. Thankfully, these ants are not carnivores, but the leaves they take from plants can destroy home gardens or landscaping shrubs. These ants are hoarders, so they take leaf cuttings back to their nests and leave them there to be eaten by fungus. This fungus then becomes food for the entire colony. Ghost ants and whole ecosystems. Like the pharaoh ant, ghost ants live indoors or outdoors and can create massive nests with multiple queens, making them very difficult to eliminate. The main vice of this species is their ability to disrupt or even destroy entire ecosystems. Because they're so good at food hunting, these ants might drive other animals from their habitat or wipe out entire populations of plants. Named for their ghostly-looking exoskeleton, these tiny ants also invade human habitats and food sources. Apparently, they like bags of potato chips, which could be really gross for whoever gets the unlucky bag. Another lovely habit of this species is their tendency to nest in flower pots or under things left out on the lawn, that could make for a nasty surprise when doing yard work. Army ants scare elephants. Army ants are among the most notorious ants in the world. Inhabiting rainforest areas in South America and Africa, these ants do not settle in one place like most types of ants. They make a temporary nest by linking their bodies together to create a protective covering for the queen while she lays eggs. When the babies are ready to move, these ants go on the rampage, fanning out in a destructive line that eats anything in the way. Army ants have long, scary mandibles that can literally shred flesh. Singly, the ants cannot do much, but in a large group, they can take down prey several hundred times bigger than themselves. Large animals and even people have been murdered by these ants. The elephant, one of the largest land mammals in the world, has been known to flee the face of army ants. A few African tribes control the pests by dousing the front lines with gas or kerosene and setting them on fire. This tactic creates confusion for the ants further back on the lines, but nothing will eradicate them completely. The best policy is usually just to run away as fast as possible. They trap victims and chop them. One species of ant found in the Amazon is able to create booby traps for larger insects. These ants use leaves to weave a net with large holes. Once their prey steps into the holes of the net, the ants attack the insect's limbs with their jaws and hold the creature in place. Other workers then come in and sting the victim to make absolutely sure it won't get away, because ripping the insect's limbs off is apparently not enough. These ants have been known to capture locusts and other insects that are several times their own size. After cutting the victim into bite-sized pieces, the ants carry their prize back to the colony for a feast. They own slaves. Slavery is illegal, brutal, and inhumane, as we all know, but who would have thought insects participated in it? There are ants known as slave makers, whose jaws are large and created for fighting, not feeding. As such, they cannot feed themselves. These ants will invade a different colony of regular ants, kidnap newborn ants from the queen, and raise them to be their servants. These are insects that can barely see, who depend mostly on scent for communication, but they're intelligent enough to get someone else to feed them while they lounge around. As bad as this practice is, the ants being raided can be just as terrible. Other ants have to be able to imitate the colony's particular smell, otherwise the ants will know that there is an intruder and attack. Ants protecting their nest will surround, sting, and then paralyze the intruder, before ripping it to shreds with their powerful jaws.